guys. So today I'm out trying out a new accessory I have for the GoPro. I can't remember the exact name of it, but anyhow, it's a handle for the GoPro that can also be used as a tripod. I can sit it down and record video for you guys. It also has a mount that I just noticed that's on the bottom of it here, and I'm able to actually mount this directly on my professional tripod. So if I want to take this out on location with me, it will be very handy for that. Now, another thing here, which is the real reason I got this for you guys, is because it has a battery backup in it. So anybody that's used GoPros before knows that the battery life on these things isn't that great. So they're fantastic cameras, their quality is great, even the sound, the wind reduction is great, but the battery just doesn't last, especially if it's cold out. But I want to be able to use this this summer out on location at some different car shows for you. So in order to do that, I need more battery life, and I don't want to keep changing batteries in and out on here. So I decided to invest in one of these. So as you saw from the beginning of the video, did a cold start for you guys. Haven't had the Grand Prix out in a while, but today it's supposed to rain later quite heavily. Welcome to spring in Canada. It's kind of a dreary, cold, damp day here, and I think it's about to get more damp pretty soon. So I'm gonna take the Grand Prix out to the car wash before I put it back in the garage to keep it clean. It's gotten pretty dusty in that over the course of the winter, and the last time I had it out, some bird used it for some target practice. So got to get that off, got to get it shined up and that. So catch you in a few minutes. It's probably the best independent car wash in the area. They have both the do-it-yourselfs, and they have one of the ones where you drive in and it washes it for you. And today we're going to use the one that washes it for you because it's cold out, and the car really isn't that dirty. It's just kind of dusty, and I want to get the dust off of it. So I think that one will be good enough. So I don't know how many Canadian viewers I got watching this video, but if you are Canadian, you probably noticed that the gas prices have dropped significantly here in the last day. So we have a new Prime Minister here in Canada, as I mentioned in a couple videos there, and they are particularly to do with Mr. Trump and what's been going on with him and his very interesting international relations as of late. But one of the things that the current Prime Minister, who was appointed recently because Trudeau stepped down as leader of the party, the Liberal Party appointed somebody else as head of the party, so by default he now becomes the Prime Minister, at least until April 20, when we have our next election. So we'll see what happens there. But in an attempt to win, he has decided that he wants to differentiate himself from the outgoing Prime Minister as much as possible, because he was hugely unpopular by the end of his term. So one of the things he's done is got rid of this ridiculous carbon tax. It is a good thing that he got rid of this. I don't know why Trudeau ever thought this would be a good thing that people would get on board with, but he did, He refused to get rid of it, so we got rid of him. Anyhow, I'm not sure how he figured he was going to convince people that a tax was going to fix the environment. Stupidest thing I've ever heard of. And then he would try to buy people off again by sending them quarterly checks as a carbon rebate. We basically have dropped gasoline prices here by at least 17, 18 cents a liter. And for the American viewers out there, if you want to, you know, do a quick calculation on that per gallon, that's over 70 cents a gallon that we were paying for this ridiculous tax that was just basically a cash grab. But I digress. Only been out for a few minutes driving around here, and I've already seen somebody test driving a car, trying to get in before these tariffs hit the prices of the vehicles. So that's interesting. I will be dropping a video very soon that hasn't dropped already, and it will tell you my opinion on the tariffs and how they're going to affect the car industry in the upcoming months. All just my hypothesis, but we'll see what happens. I'll find a spot over here. Okay guys, we've arrived at the car wash. Give you a quick little walk around Grand Prix. Closer. And birds use it for a bit of target practice here. And we've got some dust on here, so let's get in the car wash and get her cleaned up. Oh, there's my OQCGP, my Ontario Quebec Club Grand Prix logo still on there, still hanging on. Alright, here we are at the car wash. No more cash, so we'll have to pull up the card here. And what are we gonna give her today? Let's give her an Astro Wash.
Follow the instructions on the pin pad to complete this transaction, or press the red cancel button to go back. Please collect your receipt. Please pull into the wash bay.
Alright, let's go in and get this done. I do like about this car wash, got nice good sprayers in here. Give it a good pre-rinse, especially along the tires and along the bottom. Don't skimp on the soap here either, it's very good. And colorful. Got the whole place to myself today because, well, within the next couple hours it's supposed to be raining here, but that doesn't matter for me because the Grand Prix will be going back in the garage when I'm done. So it will stay nice and clean. I'll cover her up later. So kind of funny, when I was at this car wash last summer before I did the video on the my buddy's Pontiac G8 that's been converted to the Holden Commodore, I actually met him at this car wash. He was over there in the corner. I did the same spot where I just showed you guys. I did the quick walk around with the car, and yeah, that's when we started chatting, and that's when we decided to make that video. And now that I've gotten over the bronchitis here and getting things back in order, I'm gonna have to be setting up something with him very soon to talk about some of the situations in the auto industry and whatnot. And I'll also be doing another video with him, a breakdown of the some of the events that he was at with his car there last summer. And yeah, I look forward to bringing that to you guys. I'm sure that you will enjoy that. Also kind of interested to see the video when I'm in it here, how it is with a vehicle with a sunroof, because I'm definitely getting more light in that way. So I think on the way back I'll record a little bit of video without the sunroof open and do a little comparison here and see what it looks like. This video is just basically purely a kind of a test run here. I haven't done a lot of videos of this type here that from in the car. I mostly do it from my studio there, but yeah, I'll just maybe just for comparison's sake I will see what it looks like with the moonroof closed. The spot-free rinse they use here is excellent. I barely get any water spots on the car. My wax is actually still working pretty good. I'm gonna have to probably give her a wax this summer, so I just gotta research. I need some new wax. I gotta research what one to buy, because I ran out of the Meguiar's NXT, I think it's called, paste wax. Time to pull out. The dryers here are actually quite good too, as you'll be able to see. I wish you maybe had an extra 15 seconds here, but not bad. You time it just right. Right, pull off to the side here, see how this turned out. So, I'm going to look at it here, along the bottom here, but not too bad. Not bad. Looks a lot cleaner and shinier. So, now that the car is all washed, we're going to head and do a couple of things. Make sure we get the car back before it starts to rain. It'll start raining here in the next couple hours. Looking forward to this summer, taking this car out on the road. Bring you guys along some car shows, which will be starting in the next month and a half, 2 months here. Maybe the odd cruise night in Niagara Falls before then, if we get any warm Sunday evenings. We haven't really gotten anywhere close to that yet, but it's still pretty early, so not really surprising at this point. So, how are you guys liking the channel? Let me know what you think in the comments below there. I've been concentrating a lot on the news cycle these days because, as you all know, there's never a dull moment, and there's rarely a day without some kind of automotive news story there. So yeah, we'll keep you guys up to date on that, but I look forward to bringing, like I said, some of the car show content to you as the weather improves. Interesting thing this time of year in Canada and any northern states is finding a parking spot that doesn't have a lot of crap in it. What I mean is, it's not where they piled the snow, and then when the snow melted, all that crap and nails and screws and everything else that was in there just kind of lays there on the ground until they get around to clean the parking lot. But, and I mean, I'm not totally against Trump. As a Canadian, yeah, I don't like what he's threatening on Canada, and I think a lot of it is grossly exaggerated from what the reality is. He likes to make numbers up off the top of his head there, and then later on he talks about the same thing and the number changes. But anyhow, besides that, I mean, he has done a lot of good, in my opinion, in the auto sector, in the sense that he is repealing a lot of the unrealistic emission standards that have been placed on automakers in recent years. So, in that sense, that's a good thing. He's not disregarding emissions. He wants to make them more realistic. I mean, if you look at what they want, the emission standard, even fuel economy standards as well, those were totally unrealistic as well. So, I mean, fuel economy standards were just ridiculous. In my opinion, a lot of fuel economy standards are verging on what I call a nanny state. It's like, you're gonna buy what we want you to buy, and if you don't, we'll get rid of it, and then you won't be able to buy it, and then we'll force you to buy what we want you to buy. Which is, in my opinion, what governments in the US, Canada, and Europe as well have been doing in recent years. I mean, in my opinion, if you want to buy a gas-guzzling diesel truck or Hemi Hellcat Challenger, you should be allowed to. If you want to buy a fuel-efficient small economy car, you can do that. If you want to buy an electric car, you can do that. But I watched a video recently, and I've been meaning to get back to that and kind of research that a little bit further. So I was watching a video someone made on, it's something I knew about, but I hadn't considered entirely, mostly because I never really researched it that in depth. And the claim he made was that the EPA killed the car in North America. And this could be an extension. He was talking about the US, but by extension, I mean, this would include Canada as well, because basically whatever the, standards for miles per gallon or emissions are enacted in the US, the Canadian government more or less mimics what the Americans do to a point. And I guess these cars that you would consider crossover, which in my opinion, they're kind of glorified station wagons. I mean, yes, they sit a little bit higher than a car, but they're station wagons, maybe hatchbacks you might want to call them. The Chevy Trax comes to mind, even the newer Equinox as well. But they give them a much more lenient standard to reach as far as miles per gallon go than what they do a car. And if I remember correctly, the most recent standard for fuel economy in the US was 49 miles per gallon for a car. And I mean, what kind of car realistically are you going to get for that kind of miles per gallon? You're going to get some crappy base model, gutless, powerless, like Toyota Corolla, we'll say. And how many people are going to want that? Not too many. Now, if you raise it up a little bit, you know, and you classify it as a crossover, suddenly, now I think the fuel economy standard drops in closer in around high 20s to low 30s miles per gallon. But I want to look into that, because that he could be on to something there, quite realistically. So I'm going to look into that, and I will probably do a more in-depth video with you guys at some point about that, because it did intrigue me on if this, you know, if he's really onto something here. Might be. So, quite possible. So, it will be interesting to see. Now, crossovers have been wildly popular, but there's less and less choice as far as car goes, so by default you're obviously going to have more sales in crossovers. So, I don't know. We'll look into that, and I'll get back to you guys on that one.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this,